Jay-Z was accused in a civil lawsuit of raping a 13-year-old girl in 2000 alongside Diddy. This is part of the ongoing lawsuits regarding Diddy and the sexual assault of, I believe right now it's 120 people have filed lawsuits against Diddy or have active cases against Diddy. This case was actually filed back in October. Did anybody here know that this lawsuit was originally filed in October? No. So this lawsuit was originally filed in October in the Southern District of New York, listing Combs as a defendant. It was refiled on Sunday, which is why everybody started reporting on it, to include Jay-Z. What's interesting is that there was a video that came out this weekend before this story broke from musical artist MIA, which we will play in a minute, who was signed to Rockefeller Records, which was Jay-Z's label with Damon Dash. I've learned... What?
Rock Nation?
Rock Nation. I'm so sorry.
What did Rob say? Rob, what'd you say?
Rockefeller
Rockefeller was...
Came to get down. I know.
No,
okay.
that's not the same.
Oh, wow. I guess they must all sound alike, too, to me, right? Because I'm just a racist bigot. Okay, whatever. She worked for the record company that Jay-Z owned. She released a video, which we'll play in a few minutes, which it seems pretty, it's odd that video came out before the lawsuit comes out. But in the lawsuit, which was refiled on Sunday, the Jane Doe, the anonymous woman, claims that at the age of 13, after the 2000 MTV Music Awards, she was given a drink that made her feel woozy and lightheaded. She was then led to a room to lie down at that room, and according to this woman, Jay-Z and Diddy entered the room. Jay-Z removed her clothes and raped her while Combs and an unidentified woman watched. That woman is allegedly a celebrity. The lawsuit further claims that Diddy then raped her while Jay-Z and the female celebrity watched. Jay-Z has denied the accusations and claimed that they're a blackmail attempt. Some of the women, the famous celebrities that were in attendance, so if there's any credibility to this story, there's three famous people that are involved in this lawsuit. Only two of them are named. The woman is not. So I went through and I asked ChatGPT, can you provide me a list of all of the celebrity performers and attendees, as far as females, that were in attendance for the MTV Music Awards in 2000? Because according to this woman, that's where this rape incident happened, and there was a female celebrity that was watching. Janet Jackson performed, Britney Spears, Christina Aguilera, Aaliyah. And we know that there's weird stuff with Aaliyah because Aaliyah was married to R. Kelly when she was underage. I believe he married her when she was 14 or 15, and then they tried to falsify the marriage certificate, and then she died in a weird plane crash in Costa Rica. Some of the female celebrities that were in attendance: Renee Zellweger, Kate Hudson, Serena, and Venus Williams. And this is an interesting one: Destiny's Child, which was Beyonce's group. Also in attendance: Giselle Bundchen, Macy Gray, Jennifer Lopez, Toni Braxton, Eve Pink, and Whitney Houston.
Jennifer Lopez?
Well, but here's the thing: according to Jay-Z and Beyonce, the two first met in 1999. Or 2000 and knew each other during this time. They're both in attendance at the same event. They go on to get married and have a family together. I'm just wondering, what are the odds that the female celebrity that was in the room watching was, in fact, Beyonce? Again, we have no evidence to prove that. We're not saying that. We're just speculating here. But does anybody here see how this timeline would add up for one to insinuate or guess that Beyonce would be that female celebrity?
I mean, and
why would she be suing, though?
Why wouldn't she be suing the female celebrity?
You're saying the 13-year-old was Beyonce? Is that what you're
saying?
No.
I'm saying who was the female celebrity that was in the
watching
room that was watching the 13-year-old?
And God knows what.
Yes.
Who knows? Okay. Because I know Jay-Z met Beyonce at a very young age, and there's videos of them at the MTV, and it's just like she's wearing a Yankee hat. It's just very, very awkward. And then, Rob, just because I ChatGPT'd it while you were saying, in 1994, at the age of 15, Aaliyah illegally married R. Kelly, meaning R. Kelly illegally married her.
Yeah.
Right? And who was 27 at the time. How the fuck?
That's a great age gap. 15 to 27, 12 years. Do you know how old Jay-Z and Beyonce were when they started dating? According to Beyonce, that she gave an interview in 2008 with one of those like 17 magazines.
Which is way too old for them, apparently.
She says she was.
Zing.
That was really
Zinger!
good. Oh, man. I'm sorry I stepped on it. That was
go ahead. Love
so
you. Go.
good.
That was perfect.
She says that they started dating when she was 18 or 19 and Jay-Z was 30 or 31. So you notice a 12-year age gap between both Beyonce and Jay-Z and R. Kelly and Aaliyah. That's very odd. But there's all these warning signs when it comes to Jay-Z and Beyonce, according to other people. Let's take a look. Here's the video from MIA, if we could, Jake. This is MIA. She used to be signed to what rap label that Jay-Z owned?
Rock Nation.
Rock Nation. And here she is talking about one of the first demands that Jay-Z made when she was signed to the record label.
I met Jay-Z and I signed to Rock Nation. The first thing he told me to do is get plastic surgery. I'm not insecure because I would have got plastic surgery. People make it, they all can turn around and thank Beyonce because that's it. And enough is enough. I'm fucking coming for everyone now. And even Adele, because she's retired now, but her career would not exist if I hadn't made Jonathan Dickens into a manager. And bitch, when she gets an award, she thanks Beyonce. Oh, I didn't want to drip myself in blood and cover myself and swim in goop, in black goop, and fucking like wear devil horns to fucking sell a record. Fuck that. All be a witch. All be that. All of that. Fuck all of them.
Rob, I'm just being honest. I so believe that type of shit because I know it happens. I know Hollywood especially, bro. And I said this on the PBD podcast. I can't say this guy's name. You guys, I'll tell you, you'll definitely know. You guys would know who the hell he was. This guy was he was Jewish in Hollywood and saw something in a house going down and he couldn't believe it. It was satanic. There was young people there. And it made this Jewish guy become a Christian. Think about what he saw. Bro, and when I see him, he looks like, when he talks about it, he's gone. He's like, you don't think evil, like when people hear this, Rob, okay, you have no idea the other side. There's light and there's dark. And the times, think about it, Umberto, we go to church, we pray, incense. You don't think evil has their fucking rituals? They do. Go ahead, Rob.
What's very interesting is that when you Google and look for this video, all of the news articles are reporting that she released this video on Sunday after the allegations against Jay-Z and Beyonce were made. I know we can't zoom in, but this is Tony, our booker. And I saw this story. If you could, Connor, can you confirm what day does that say?
Oh, you opened your camera.
Oh, shoot. Sorry. What day does that say?
That date says Saturday at 2:47 p.m.
So I sent this to Tony. I said, hey, we got to get MIA back on the podcast. She's making crazy claims about Jay-Z. This is a day before the lawsuit is refiled in New York and Jay-Z is named in any of this stuff. So MIA releases this video and then the lawsuit comes out the next day. But I also want to play this clip. I just find that timing very odd. Do you guys not find that weird? The day before.
It's suspicious, Rob.
weird.
It's very sus.
So
it's very sus.
And she has ties to the Bronfman family. Who run, what company is that? Universal Music Group? I have to look. Her husband, now ex-husband, they share a child together.
MIA's?
MIA is Benjamin Brofman, which is the son of the record executive that owns the company. It's all so weird that video comes out the day before this lawsuit comes out. But these allegations are not new. If we could, we're going to play this video real quick. So this is Piers Morgan with Jaguar Wright. You guys know Jaguar Wright?
100%.
Yeah. She was out here making these allegations back in, I would say, the summertime.
But Rob, for a year, I mean, she's been in front of the camera for a long time talking about Jay-Z and
August, September-ish.
Yeah,
because I remember it being summertime and this video coming out. And then we're going to play the follow-up to this is Jay-Z's attorney who demanded an apology and a retraction, which Piers Morgan
did. I saw him.
Remember, we went back and we watched him give that apology and say that these claims were made by Jaguar Wright and not myself, and they may or may not, blah, blah, blah. Here is the clip that got Piers Morgan in trouble, and then we'll play the lawyer after that.
Nice.
How many victims?
There was none for her.
How many victims potentially do you think there could be?
Thousands. Thousands.
Wow.
I've talked to hundreds that I deal with still myself. I have 3 victims right now who are willing to give testimony about not only what Mr. Carter has done to them, but his wife as well. They're a nasty little couple. They do nasty things.
She knows. She's the dominatrix.
What do you think happened with Kim
Keeping people against their will. Putting people on planes while they're unconscious, just like Aaliyah got on that plane. Unconscious. There's a lot of things that people don't want to talk about, Piers.
Now, what's very interesting is she incriminates, or it says Beyonce is involved in these activities. Now we look back to the 2000, again, that came out a few months ago. The lawsuit just comes out on Sunday, and she's saying back then, when that came out in September or August, that Beyonce was involved in the activities that Jay-Z was doing that were hurting people, according to Jaguar, right? And then in the lawsuit, it names a female celebrity being in the room when this 13-year-old was allegedly being raped by Diddy and Jay-Z. Well, then, if you piece it all together, it looks like Beyonce.
Remember the reaction that got? They sued Piers Morgan.
They sent him a letter. They
sent
made
him a letter.
Apologize live.
They sued her. Very litigious.
And we could just play this real quick, but here's the attorney denying the accusations. It's just, all of this is so weird, guys. And I don't know what's crazy. Like, this is the part that I'm having a hard time with. Am I crazy for believing this stuff, or does crazy stuff like this actually happen? I don't know which.
It happens.
Could I say my point, and then Brandon, I'll let you talk?
Yeah.
Rob, I think this goes so high, like just like the Epstein stuff. They have it down to a T where they know that they're all protected. Do you know why people, like, I don't want to say his name, they come on, they go, investigate me. Don't say his name. Do this, do that. You know you're untouchable. You know why, Rob? Because the people at the top that are they're compromised as well. And I was telling him, we had lunch before we came in here, and I looked at you in your face, and what I say? Remember, we were talking, I go, Umberto, the hell with just looking at the situation, looking at all these people, what does your gut, your intuition, what do you feel about the Diddies and all these people? What do you feel? And he goes, what'd you say?
100%.
100%? Rob, because I know you're not crazy, Rob, because we're just been walking through this life and everybody's like, no, that you guys are, and I'm tired of brushing off. Epstein was doing it and he had a list and we can't see one effing person. Who was the one person? Prince Andrew. And what'd he get? A slap on the wrist. You can't talk in public from the Queen.
Has it been
Where's everybody else?
4 years.
Yeah, how many people went there? This Diddy thing, and I know it's just happening now. Nobody's going to get in trouble. Mark my words. The devil protects his own.
He goes to trial in May of 2025. Diddy. So I wonder if he makes it to that trial. But if we can play this clip, these are the guys from TMZ, Harvey Levin, and that's the guy that plays saxophone for the Dave Matthews Band, Boyd Tinsley. And here they are talking to Jack.
Joke?
His name is Boy.
Yeah. I guess that was
Rob,
a deep
I'm so not in the Dave Matthews Band. I went like this.
I was just like, oh, okay.
Yeah, in my head, I'm like, this guy plays the guitar?
I'm the only guy that likes Dave Matthews. All right. If we can play the tape, here is Jay-Z's attorney denying the claims and demanding a retraction from Piers Morgan.
Shocking to you that somebody comes on a show and then kind of levels these vague-ish allegations. Were you kind of ready for something like this to eventually happen?
Listen, there's rumors and then there's nonsense, and this is one step further, right? This is a pointed and formal accusation of something, and I felt it needed to be responded to. So I think somebody reported it was a cease and desist. It wasn't that. It was quite bluntly an ultimatum, which is remove that false accusation that's demonstrably false, or a court's going to order you to. And so I think he made the wise choice and acted accordingly.
He meaning Piers Morgan.
Removing it and apologizing for it, yes. What changed here in my mind is that somebody on a so-called journalistic platform exploited that kind of random rumor mill, whether it's disconnected from reality or what have you, and lifted it up. And by doing that, they not only caused harm here, but they are also droning out the voices of real victims. And by doing that to get clicks, it didn't just harm the Carters. What he did effectively was to drone out the voices of actual victims in an ongoing.
What's interesting is he says either you guys can issue a retraction or a court would order you to issue a retraction. The only way that a court would order them to issue a retraction would be if there was some type of lawsuit. If there was a lawsuit, there would be discovery, which means there would be evidence that it could implicate these people. So that's a very bold stance for the attorney to make.
Right.
But it's also, if you're Piers Morgan, you're working on YouTube. I know he's got the network and everything, but they don't want to take that risk. They've got corporate entities that they have to protect as well. So for them, it's like, do we want to take this? Probably not. We don't want to risk losing everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, if this did go to trial, then there would be evidence that comes out in court, and then we know the truth. That's crazy.
And it's crazy when it comes to like people that are doing nefarious activity like this, bro. If you're Jay-Z's a billionaire, okay? How good do you think the lawyers and the system and if he is, bro, the layers of protection. That's why when it's people that are broke and they don't have anything going on, they're not protected. They go to jail. By the way, guys, Brian Callen's FaceTiming me.
Oh, yeah.
Brian, I'm actually shooting my podcast live, so.
What's up?
Well, you guys have any questions for me?
Anybody have a question?
Is Jay-Z a pedo?
I mean, be careful, Brian. If you had to get, we're talking about Jay-Z and the whole situation. Well, but that's Brian Callen's like, Brian, what do you think about this whole situation with Jay-Z and the whole?
I'd have to look at some of the hidden videos on my phone.
You'd have to look.
Here's the thing. Yeah, I'm going to come to Florida once a month. I'm going to sit in a very high chair, and I'm going to have all you guys sit at my feet. I'll feed you bonbons as I answer all your questions.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, well,
It's called the Condescending Podcast.
Love it.
All right. And I just want, Brian, I want you to know, because we all believe it, that you're one of the funniest people on the planet, and we love you.
That's crazy talk.
That is.
I'm going to call you when I'm done.
All right, I love you. Bye-bye.
I love you.
Not for nothing, but that idea with the high chair and the bonbons, isn't that like the basic business framework for Manect?
That's
Brian.
All right, Rob, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I just wanted to real quick before we wrap up, because my time is limited, and thank you guys for all sitting through this and listening. Tony Busby. So he is the lawyer that's representing a lot of these individuals that are suing Diddy, but I really wanted to find out who Tony Busby was, because is he an ambulance chaser? That's what Jay-Z called him in the response letter. But it doesn't seem like that. It seems like he handles these class action type lawsuits where there's multiple victims involved. But some of them have been like the Deepwater Horizon oil spill in 2010. He litigated that.
Time.
He litigated the Astro tragedy. Do you guys remember when there was that stampede at the Travis Scott performance?
Rob, this guy is a huge lawyer.
125 victims and families were affected by the crowd crush incident. That's what they call it when I go for snacks, a crowd crush incident at Valuetainment. There were over $750 million in lawsuits that were filed, and he helped the families reach settlements on many of them. He represented 25 of the women who accused Deshaun Watson of sexual misconduct. 20 of the 24 lawsuits were settled by June of 2022. The remaining 5 were settled at a later date. So the guy has a good track record, and right now there are 120 individuals that are allegedly alleging sexual assault, exploitation, and abuse at the hands of Diddy. There's no word as to how many Tony actually represents, but I do know he represents multiple victims. So this guy has seemed to have gotten results in every other lawsuit. The problem is those lawsuits probably come with NDAs. Requiring people a non-disclosure agreement so you can't talk about the settlement. However, what's interesting is with the Diddy case is a criminal case, and that goes to trial in May. So we may actually have answers despite these lawsuits being settled and NDAs being given out.
Do you think it's fair, guys? Okay, it's a civil thing, but if you slept with an underage girl, okay, anybody, I don't give a damn who it is, you slept with the underage girl, and it happened, 20 years ago, whatever. You pay her enough money, and it just stays silent, and it goes away. I think that's
settle that.
I think that's absolute horse shit.
Settle
Yeah,
that.
it's crazy.
But that's what they say. The law is that it's a civil case. I don't give a shit. You're guilty of a major crime, and that's why money talks.
Probably the worst.
That's
Worst of all crimes.
absolute, dude. That's why the system is effed. The system is effed because if he pays this person enough, they're gonna say, okay, fine. I'm ruined. I have trauma. I'm a PTSD, whatever. But you know what? I got $20 million. I'm gonna sign this NDA and I'll never talk about it. No. I want to see the proof. I want to know exactly because you know what that means. That piece of shit is still gonna be walking around with us.
And
with other kids around.
Vinny, if we have a minute before
Go.
this, because after Rob, this whole thing, great segment, Rob.
Thank you.
A video from Lana Del Rey came out. I don't know if you guys saw
Lana
it.
Del Rey.
And I sent it to Jake because after hearing all this, especially what MIA said, like bathing in goop, and doing satanic
and blood
rituals.
and blood.
When I watched this video for the first time, it didn't really click.
Okay.
And now after hearing whatever Rob said, like this really hits home.
And what this is Lana Del Rey at what?
At
Variety?
Variety Awards.
Does she have Variety Awards?
Yeah.
And what is she talking about?
Just
Okay, play it, Jake.
He's a big reason why I waited so long to get married and why I met my amazing husband. And I really feel like there's kind of a singer's curse around like meeting an honest partner who has no skin in the game, no dog in the race. And it's super nerve-wracking to have to kind of hold on to an innocent perception of how things could go when you're in an industry where maybe your values and your morals don't quite match up with what's going on.
Oh, she doesn't. She knows.
But do you hear this? Like she's protecting, and her husband is not a slouch. He's a badass. He's a swamp king.
He's like a airboat tour guy.
He owns
MAGA supporter guy.
That guy's hooking.
But he is also a regular dude.
Yeah.
Like he's not.
He owns a gator farm,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And how bad are things that she has to protect him from all this mayhem that's going on?
We should feed the pedophiles to the gators
Yes.
at Lana Del Rey's husband's
throw them
gator
off the
farm.
boat because that's what they deserve. Because, bro, and you know what it is? It's an industry, bro. Hollywood, music, entertainment, Rob. It's the gatekeepers hold the keys for everything. And to get into their freaking club, you have to pay a price. Either it's sacrifice, either it's something that you have to do by yourself, but you're going to sell something of yourself and something of your soul. Like, bro, when I say sacrifice, somebody in your family got to go. You got to do something. They have to have something on you, and that's the skin in the game that she's talking about, Rob.
See?
And guys, it's 100% a fact. Because if you own Sony, I don't know, I'm just coming up with it. You own Sony, and you're talented, and you're a Taylor, whatever. I don't even know if she's represented by Sony. And you want to come in, we can't let you ever get, because dude, Michael Jackson, all these people, they're so big, they're beyond the brand. It's Michael Jackson. It's Taylor Swift runs the shit. And if she says something against them, she ruins the whole company. So they have to have something on you, a recording, a ritual. Guess what?
Skin in the game.
Somebody in your family got to die, biatch. That's how we roll. But anyway, I can talk about this forever. So if you like this clip, click right here. And if you want to see more like it, click right here. Stay angry, Patriots.